The foreign policy I chose was the United States foreign policy against ISIS. The name ISIS means the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq. The mission statement of ISIS is to establish the Islamic State worldwide. In 1979, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan and grew in conflict with the jihadist group Mujahideen. Two of the most infamous names were part of the holy struggle. These two people are Osama bin Laden and Abu Anas al-Zarqawi from Jordan. Both of these men oppose each other and don't get along. After 1979, Osama grows Al-Qaeda into a global network and Zarqawi attempts to create his own group. After the attack on 9/11, the United States invades Afghanistan and so Osama flees to Pakistan and Zarqawi goes to Iraq. In Iraq, the United States ends Saddam Hussein's Sunni dictatorship. Ex-Iraqi soldiers are angry and jobless. They view the United States invasion on Afghanistan as a repeat of the Soviets' invasion in 1979. So jihadist group end up joining the fight. Zarqawi's group end up joining the fight because he focuses more on a religious fight against the Shia. Zarqawi and his group become well known and powerful. Al-Qaeda grows weak and joins alliances with Zarqawi's group. Zarqawi's group now becomes AQI, Al-Qaeda in Iraq. AQI has conflict in Iraq and is defeated by other rebel groups and U.S. missile airstrikes. In Syria, Bashar al-Assad fights rebels. He uses a strategy to release extremist jihadist figures to rebels so that the countries won't intervene. His strategy backfires on him, and rebels become more extreme and grow in power and numbers. AQI now becomes ISI, which means the Islamic State in Syria, in Iraq, which is now led by Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Al-Baghdadi sends Jabhat al-Nusra into Syria to fight alongside rebels. He also frees jihadist prisoners, which helps the jihadist group now grow stronger. Baghdadi attempts to take control of all Al-Qaeda allied forces, but al-Nusra opposes that idea. He also opposes its brutal ways, which then grows into a hatred between Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Assad tolerates ISIS in Syria because of his fight against Al-Qaeda, and countries also focus their fight on ISIS. Currently, ISIS has lost one-fifth of its territory to the United States counter-terrorist attacks. But ISIS has been launching terrorist attacks in Tunisia, Sinai, Syria, Kuwait, and Iraq. Trump's foreign policy against ISIS includes taking over oil fields to interrupt their source of income. He also wants to provide assistance to Iraq on the ground in Mosul. Trump's advisors included the possibility of franchising Kurdish and Sunni forces on their fight against Trump, and possibly putting ground troops in Syria. Our current foreign policy includes our fight against ISIS in Mosul, by, with, and through the Iraqi security forces, aiding them with raids, airstrikes, and supplying them with artillery and special operations teams. We have not been fighting ISIS in Syria, but we have sent special forces in Syria to advise rebels to fight. Trump, as president, can send conventional and unconventional forces in Syria, which will bring artillery and logistics to the fight. Experts say the most successful outcome will be if we continue to work with Iraqi security forces in Mosul and possibly working with Kurdish forces in Syria.